The European Union and the UK are ironing out the details of their divorce during an 11-month transition period. But what's next for the EU after Brexit? As the EU and the UK negotiate their future relationship, the bloc's big players will each be hoping the final agreement suits them. The likes of France, Germany, Italy and Spain all stand to lose and gain in the negotiations. What next for EU after Brexit divorce? The UK's closest neighbour France want the relationship between London and Paris to be as close as possible. The two share strong links outside of trade, particularly in defence and security. This year is the 10-year anniversary of the Lancaster House Treaties, which strengthened defence and security cooperation between both countries. Neither side's military has hinted at any point that they should part company. Insofar as trade is concerned, the French expect the negotiations to be heated as the UK quits the EU's rules and standards. Michel Barnier said, the access British goods have to the single market will be proportional to Britain's commitments. Paris anticipates that London will want to stick close to the EU in the event of global disorder and Donald Trump's re-election. President Emmanuel Macron will also hope that Brexit won't be so successful as to be used as an example for French Eurosceptics like Marine Le Pen to follow ahead of elections in 2022. Germany currently holds the EU presidency and will do so until the end of December, which is also the end of transition period. This means it will oversee the negotiations on the next EU budget and will also be Chancellor Angela Merkel's last big test before she leaves her role in 2020. The UK's choice of December 31 as the end of the transition period, which Boris Johnson has ruled out extending, has been seen by Germany as a tactical move to pressure the EU. But Berlin is confident a trade agreement can be reached in that timeframe, providing it only removes the introduction of customs duties and import quotas. Anything other than that will complicate and potentially cause a delay because regulations the EU is not solely responsible for have to be ratified on more than one level. These mixed agreements involve member states and national or regional parliaments must agree to any changes. This, in turn, means the ratification process could take at least 2 years. Similarly to France, Germany won't want Brexit to be an example to others, but given the UK's economic interdependence with the EU, it will expect quick solutions to be found in certain areas, like military, security, science, research and education. Over in Italy, the priority of its governments are protecting trade, cooperation and defence, and the rights of the 600,000 Italians living in the UK. Marco Peroneschi, Italy's Brexit special envoy, has said cutting the UK adrift will not be beneficial to anyone. Italy was the UK's 9th biggest trading partner globally in 2018 and in 2017 exported goods and services worth a little under €25 billion. As a result, Italy, which imported €19.7 billion of UK goods in 2017, won't want this fruitful trading to disrupted. Spain is not only a popular holiday for Brits as it's also favoured by UK residents, with an estimated 370,000 living in the European country. And the UK is also a popular residence for Spaniards, with around 200,000 living in Britain. Millions of tourists from the UK visit Spain every year, where they spend over €13 billion, and Spain also hopes to regain the British colony. Furthermore, Spain is the UK's second biggest trading partner in the EU. So there's a lot at stake for either country in terms of trading, finance and citizens' rights. The Spanish Foreign Ministry says it will be very forceful in protecting their citizens' rights, but the UK withdrawal agreement seems to have covered most areas except for labour and mobility. Both governments are finalising an agreement that would prevent Gibraltar becoming a tax haven. Much will depend on London's approach, as Madrid is willing to have a broad agreement with the UK to ensure the continuation of a fruitful relationship between the two nations.